there, this is Jen, and thanks for joining me. Today I'm just doing a short video on some Martha Stewart punches and items that I purchased from Tuesday morning. This around the page punch I purchased actually on Friday, and then a couple more items I bought on Sunday when they had their sale on Martha Stewart items. I don't have in my stash an around the page punch, and so this was $3.99, so I just thought I'd pick it up. I kind of like the design, and so I thought I'd give it a try. So how it works is there's 4 little magnets on the base, and then there's 4 magnets on the actual punch, so you can basically put it anywhere on the page. And then there's all these kind of like grid lines where you could line it up, and it kind of helps to keep it even. So what basically I was experimenting with it, I just did a column, and so first I line it up with the lines in the center so that I can get it as far to the edge of my paper as possible. And then I found it helpful to put a piece of tape down just to keep it, because I kept moving it, probably because the paper is so small. But if you had a full-size paper, you would just set that on top, like as if you wanted it in the center of the page, and just line the magnets up and punch. It's really easy. So after you get the first punch, if you're going to do either like a panel or do the whole paper, all you're going to do is either move it to the side and line it up with the pattern, or move it up and line it up with the pattern. And it's super easy, and it makes sure that the spacing between each of them is perfect, and then lining it up with the lines on the base also makes sure that you are in a straight line, vertical and horizontal. So you can make a whole card panel out of this, and then like make a background and set it on top of that. I'm sure there's lots of things that you can do with this. The only problem that I had is it kind of left some paper tags after I punched it, which it didn't bother me too much. I just took a pair of scissors and cut them off, but really that's the only issue that I had with it, and it's not really an issue. I made an entire card panel with this. I made a distressed background and then adhered it to the top of the background, and it worked out fine. And then you have all these little extra pieces that you can use for confetti or in a shaker card. And then here's the example that I did. And then the next item, excuse me, the next item that I got was this cute rain and raindrops and cloud punch, and this was also $3.99. These are big punches. This is about 6 inches long by 3 inches wide. So the only problem is storage, which is why I try not to buy hand punches too much, because they do take up a lot of storage compared to, say, a die. But I really like this cloud and raindrops, and I found a few different ways to use it. So the first few punches that I did, they had probably some kind of oil or something in the punch to make sure that it, would punch correctly, I guess. So it only happened on the first few punches. I think I kind of try and show it. It just looks like a little bit of water maybe, or a little liquid on the paper. But that only happened for the first few, and then after that it was fine. So one of the things I did with it was to make a flower. I'm sure there's tons of ideas what you can do. I only came up with a few here. This first one was, I kind of wanted it to be a soda, and then I just turned it into a coffee. So on the top is the clouds, and I just hand drew out a square for the base. And next one's an ice cream cone. I took the cloud for the ice cream, and then I took one of the raindrops for the cherry, and then I just drew out a cone. And the same with this, I drew out a tree trunk, and then I took about 5 of the cloud portion, and then the little apples in my apple tree are the teardrops. So the next item I got was a stamp and punch set. Again, $3.99. They had this punch, and then they had a circle punch with some different sentiments. I already have a circle punch, so I just thought I would get this since I don't have that. I kind of did this the long way. When I use it again, I won't do this. But I started with using the hand punch to punch the I don't know what that is called. I'm just gonna call it a label. To punch the label out, and then I went and tried to stamp on the label, which isn't the easiest thing to do or the quickest. But these stamps are not adhesive at all. They're not tacky at all. And so I have this Tack It Over and Over by Eileen's, and I got it from Walmart, shipped to store, because at Walmart they don't carry it in the store. They might in other stores, I'm not really sure. But this works great, especially if you have unmounted stamps that are losing their tackiness. I put a little bit too much on this. You just need a thin layer to wipe across the entire front, and then you just let it dry clear, and then it's tacky. And so then you could use it with, say, your stamp positioning tool or on an acrylic block. Like I said, I didn't really think about this when I did it, so I kind of did it backwards. But the stamps work really well. I'm using VersaFine, I think, black ink, and it comes out fine. And so finally I decided that I would do it the easier way, and so I got the punch. I had my image stamped already, and then I just lined it up with the punch, and that came out really nice. These punches don't have like the plastic cover that some of the punches have, which it doesn't bother me. I think that's kind of annoying anyhow. But these are all the sentiments. Thank you, warmest wishes, handmade with love, and then with love. And then the bigger stamp that says thank you, you can use it either, you can use the border around it, you can put them together, however you want to do it. And then the other item I bought for $3.99 was the paper trimmer. I haven't used it yet because I do have a paper trimmer, but I just thought I would try that out. So that's all I have. I hope you enjoyed. I hope if you were thinking about purchasing one of these items, I hope I helped you to make that decision. Hopefully some of this stuff is left in the stores. I know at my store they were kind of, some people grabbed a lot of stuff in multiples. So at any rate, thanks so much for watching. If you would like to subscribe, please hit the red subscribe button. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I hope to see you next time. Bye.